zone to
Right.
make the change.
And there's room for improvement,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't look like it'll take a ton of, improvement for people to become more comfortable with it. So next, I think that I wanted to go over, just to bring it to light, that we want to move from enhancement of technology to transformation of technology. And with 21st century learning, you know that technology is going to be a big part, not obviously the whole shebang, but it's a big part of what you do in the classroom. But right now, I think a lot of our staff is substituting or augmentating, opposed to modifying and redefining what we're doing. So we really want to move from there to transformation. So we want to quit enhancing and move more toward the transformative side of things, which is always hard to reestablish what you do in the classroom.
Well, don't you think some of that's growing pains too, for how long we've had 3 desktop computers,
Right.
big computers. Now this year everybody suddenly has more.
Yeah, 10 to 13 or
and
so.
And it's now like, I think for a long time we didn't realize we were really going to get them.
Right.
So now that they're here, what are we going to do with them? How's this going to work?
Right. And now, since speaking with the tech department today, actually, I figured within the next year or so, since we've advanced so much, I figured that in the next year or so we'd have more technology. And pretty much the answer was, we don't foresee you getting it by next year, hopefully in the next couple of years. So I mean, maybe they'll come into some money, but as of right now, we're not looking at more technology in the classroom unless you go out and get that yourself. So really, we need to talk about these next slides the way they relate to technology. So the survey was asking, do you believe technology plays an important role? And then, are you able to successfully implement those skills based on the amount of technology that you are provided? So we know that in our school, everyone pretty much has an equal or close to equal number of technology devices in their room. They may not be the exact number, but it's pretty close. So we're all kind of working at the same level here with only so much technology. But looking here is quite interesting because we did have a population of people. It's a low population, which is great, but we still have some people in the building who believe that it's somewhat not important, or they disagree that technology is an important role in 21st century learning.
So I wonder what they were thinking of.
Yeah, if they just don't know at all what you're talking about.
Or they're not comfortable with technology, so they don't want it to be an important role.
Well, that's possible too.
Maybe. I kind of was leaning toward the idea that maybe it wasn't that they weren't as comfortable, but maybe they don't really understand just how important of a role it does play. Because if you're not learning and seeing how fun gaming is and how fun technology can be in the classroom, if you're not seeing it happen because you don't know how to do it, it's not motivating for you. Because you trying to implement it without knowing the cool things that are out there, it's hard. So
it's also frustrating if it doesn't work and you don't know how to make it work, and you've got all these kids waiting for it to work.
Correct. So for me, I was thinking along those lines that it's an education piece that we're missing here. It hasn't been talked a lot about in our district. I feel like we haven't had much PD on it. So I do feel, I do think that it's going to be important that we educate our staff on this. And then, are we able to be successful at implementing that technology? That's also an education piece, because you don't have to have a ton of technology in order to. Okay, so with the next question of successfully implementing 21st century learning based on the technology you have, a lot of people said no, that they're not able to do it, which was 76%, which is a very high number. I mean,
it's a high number.
That's very high. So I feel like they're uneducated in the fact that you don't have to have one-to-one in order to create a 21st century learning classroom and get the skills that they need so desperately. Pairing kids up is also an option, and we all have enough technology to pair kids up.